Well, I'm Wendy Buchanan, and I am the clinical director and a mental health therapist at Sexual Assault Services. Even before I came to working at SAS, I specialized in the treatment of post-traumatic stress disorder and trauma and problems with dissociation. And so trauma work is really helping people learn skills so that they can cope with the various symptoms that happen to them when trauma has occurred. And it also means, after stabilizing them, working with them through a variety of modalities to help them recover and resolve trauma so that they don't necessarily have to live the rest of their life with trauma symptoms. Right out of graduate school, which was I graduated in 2004 with a clinical social work degree, I worked first at Family Crisis Center in domestic violence work, treating children, women, and eventually offenders too, with all the aspects of trauma from domestic violence and all the effects of that. And during that process, I had a lot of work with consultants so that I had people mentoring me, and I studied EMDR and became certified and became a consultant for others using EMDR, but I also learned how to treat things like dissociative identity disorder and everything from simpler trauma to that kind of complex trauma. So I've been doing this basically since 2004, and then in the spring of 2018, I began working at SAS and have continued working with trauma. For the most part, for clients that we already had established therapy, it's not tremendously different, except we're not meeting in person and we're meeting over this video telehealth venue instead. And for me, my work is a lot the same because for many of my clients, most of my clients, the connections were already there. So the meeting in person had helped build rapport and trust and things like that. And so I would say that for people we were already working with, a lot of it can be the same. It does limit some of what we used to do in person, like one of our therapists, Carolyn, can't use sand tray work over the video stuff because it's a very physical, hands-on method. So that kind of thing is limited, and things like expressive therapy in the form of doing art or work like that is limited. We haven't been able to do groups yet, although we're working on trying to figure out how we can. So it's limiting that. For new clients, I think it's probably a little bit more difficult to meet only through the video first and not have the in-person contact to be able to start building rapport. So in that sense, that is different. Although it is working. I mean, we have Nicole and Ann who've been taking on new clients that they are doing it with the video, and they have begun the process that way. So, it is different. A lot of our clients are simply really grateful that we have a way to keep serving them and keep the process going. So they've been willing to work. For others, there's a barrier because they don't have either internet or technology to access the videos. I think I've got 2 clients who still, even after several months, are only doing phone, and both of them have the capacity to do video, but don't choose to. So there are some limits, and even those people, though, are grateful that we're continuing the connections and continuing the process of weekly visits and things. So I, for one, am grateful to have the technology to keep working with people. I've been working at home since mid-March, and I kept connection with all but one person since then. So, and actually she was getting ready to close. She just didn't formally close the process out, but it's been great to have some form to be able to do this work. Sometimes just feeling all the feelings. Life is not the same as it was before this COVID experience. And so sometimes I feel grief over it, and I have to have some space to do that so that I can keep handling all the emotional stuff I work with. But I do a lot of physical walking. I go outside and go for walks almost every morning and almost every evening once it cools off. I like to be out in nature and go find birds and watch birds. I do a lot of mindfulness practices to center myself and watch my own thinking and watch my own moods and emotions, and connecting with others where I'm able to. When I can help a person reach a different understanding of themselves, or more self-acceptance, or get past a hurdle of something that's blocked them or something that's been painful and it's no longer painful, all of those things are very rewarding. Helping someone grow, but getting to watch them grow, and sharing what's extremely vulnerable for people. It's like a sacred space for me. And I know that it is when I'm in those moments of sharing people's pain and helping them through it and helping it get behind them. That keeps feeding me to keep doing this work. Absolutely.